Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen, taking a look at persistence, controller support, defending your ship, and a lot of information on planets and rest stops, orbiting, and how that will affect quantum travel and route planning. I had to research Lagrange points for this video, so that'll be interesting. It's a summary of calling all devs of space stations and orbits. Let's start with orbits, as it's probably the most interesting topic here. At the moment, in the persistent universe, planets rotate, but they do not orbit. All objects in a star map are in a fixed position, basically, on the map. It's still the plan to have planets orbiting stars and moons orbiting planets, functional orbits, basically, in each of the star systems. This actually had quite a complex Q&A to it, so I'll read some of it word for word. Once planets start orbiting their stars, how will the rest stop stations maintain a meaningful position between two planets? They won't. That's the short answer. Planets orbit and rotate. They're going to be using Lagrange points where stations are likely to be placed. A Lagrange point is a location in space where the combined gravitational forces of two large bodies, such as a planet and the sun, or the planet and a moon, equal the centrifugal force felt by a much smaller third body. So, in this diagram that is moving around here, the yellow orb represents a star, the blue point a planet, and the green points potentially stations that move relative to that planet. There are 5 Lagrange points around major bodies such as planets or a star, so each planet could potentially have 5 stations that will remain parked in orbit in a system relative to that planet. You won't get objects staying in the same place between two planets, but you will get stations that move relative to a planet's orbit and then orbit around the sun with them. So with current thinking of where they're going to be placing stations and points of interest potentially, lots of moving objects moving relative to planets seems to be the idea. They also seem to be getting around any major issues of plotting courses and how to get places, basically by having lots of truck stops, allowing you to plot routes and get refueled and that sort of stuff on the way. This does mean that routes and plotting will change. So their planets and they're orbiting, they're rotating, and all the objects that are orbiting them are also potentially rotating and moving too. So there aren't going to be static routes when you get into a system of this is always going to be the best route to this particular station or planet. Planets and objects will move constantly, but there will be truck stops placed around, meaning that you're not going to get stuck and you're going to have options. This actually plays a lot into the exploration gameplay for me. Discovering something's location and saving the data makes much more sense if you're also saving the information of where that object is moving to, basically. That's a good point of, like, why if you just went out into the black, why wouldn't you see anything? Why wouldn't you find the same sort of asteroid field someone else had found? Well, because it's moving. Once you have a location of a derelict, an asteroid field or station, point of interest, or astral body, you're able to save that data and then potentially transmit that to other players. And you're able to travel back to that point of interest because you know where it's going to be in, say, a day's time or whatever. Your star map can number crunch and work out where it is, sort of like in lore. They already use splines as well to draw curved quantum travel points and routes. So some of the work actually for traveling is already solved. So basically the curved routes will allow you to go, well, I want to travel a slightly indirect route to this station, which is over the other side of the verse, and I need to draw a new point to it because that kind of object is always going to be moving. So you also need to account for the object while you're traveling to it because it's moving. Otherwise, when you come out of quantum travel, the object could have already moved and you'll come out quite short. Obviously, that could be solved just by doing another quick quantum jump little hop, but it would be much better for quality of life if you just get to the location you're trying to travel to with that single jump. I mean, yeah, maybe you need to do multiple jumps. Maybe you need to plot courses, that sort of stuff. And plotting courses will be a skill in the verse. There's supposed to be gameplay there. So we'll have to see exactly how that comes into play and how that's implemented. But they're thinking about it now. And it looks like, at least in the short term, they have plans for stations orbiting those planets and staying relative to them. Spawning! So players will be able to spawn at their habs. In the future, you'll be able to rent different types of room as well. At the moment, they're working on some spawning logic to allow players to sensibly spawn at various locations. In the short term, they may look at having some more sort of like smaller and remote locations where players can spawn in small numbers at. We will be able to spawn back in our ship if we've logged out in a bed, and we already have that in game, or at the last major location that we visited. We are going to see more of player habs and living quarters in Alpha 3.3 and in the coming weeks, as well as the mechanics evolving based on player feedback for spawning in, especially in the shorter term. They're going to be looking at what's sensible. Joystick and gamepad support. So they will be supporting and improving joystick and gamepads for major systems in game, like with the Mobiglass and the Star Map and those sort of apps there. The plan is to be able to use a single control device for as many situations as possible, but they're also aware that pretty much everyone that has a PC has a mouse and keyboard, which is why in the shorter term, it definitely looks like they're trying to support that device the best, or at least it has the most comprehensive support. We will see more turret and control improvements. Work on that is continuing. They acknowledge that players don't like button changes, but they are still optimizing control setups and adding features at the moment, so stuff may change. Other non-keyboard controller types basically won't be under-supported in the future. Ship locking and defending. So the first iteration of ship locking that we had in game was to stop people stealing your ships so easily straight off landing pads as you spawn them in, that sort of stuff. Now we have the ability that anyone in your group can potentially open the doors of your ship, which is great. They have been working on groups and the reputation system. This will enable players to potentially defend their ship from intruders without themselves getting a crime stat's the idea. So it will identify if someone is on your ship that shouldn't be, and if you attack them or whatever, you're not liable to get a crime stat yourself. The criminality and reputation systems will be getting more complex to account for various gameplay and mechanics, and again, just like everything else in Star Citizen, it will grow and evolve with each patch, but also based on player feedback. Today's video is brought to you by F-Secure Total, premium cybersecurity for you and your devices. Want PC security, protection, or don't like the idea of being constantly monitored? F-Secure Total is for you. It includes safe and award-winning internet security suite, protecting you from ransomware, viruses, and while browsing the web. Freedom VPN, giving you net privacy, a way to access otherwise inaccessible content, while being secure and anonymous even on public Wi-Fi. Key, a password manager, allowing you to store your passwords securely and access them from any device. Total protects you and your device. You can try F-Secure Total, Internet Security and Privacy Suite free for 30 days. You can also use the code BoredGamer to get 20% off a subscription. Check out the links below for more information. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This time for September, it's a Saber Raven, a game package, and a CitizenCon digital goodies pack. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos during the month. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to your comments. Take care, and I'll see you in the verse.